second video, we'll be taking questions under indices like I promised in the first video. Now on this side, I made sure we still have the rules of indices. We still have the rules of indices on this side of the board, so that anytime we encounter a question, I will tell us to refer to a particular rule. And I believe you guys have the rules already in your book. So now we'll take this question. To me, I'll say this is simple questions, because we can have questions that are more difficult than this. Now this question is 16 raised to power minus half. If you remember in the last video, I told you if you have a power, then that thing becomes an index. So all these are index. So what you are going to do is to look for an appropriate rule to solving this type of question. Now if you want to solve any indices question, our advice that you should always reduce the base to its simplest form. Now this 16 can be expressed as a multiple of 2, meaning 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. You can multiply 2 by itself several times and get 16. Then you can express this as a multiple of 2 also. You can multiply 2 by itself several times and you get 4. Now this 27, you can express it as a multiple of 3. You can multiply 3 several times and you get 27. Now this 16 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So how many times are we multiplying to? 2 times 2 is 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16. So that means 16 is 2 raised to power 4. Then since we are dealing with this base, put it in a bracket. So we have minus half the power, then times, we can express this 4 as a multiple of 2. If you multiply 2 times, you get 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So this is 2 raised to power 2. Then raised to power minus half. Then 27, you can multiply 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So that means this 27 is 3 raised to power 3. Now, our advice will remove the brackets first. So if we look at the board, the rule that is appropriate for this is rule 10. Emmanuel, please let me place the board. I expect them to have the rules, but let them just say it. The rule that would be applicable here is rule 10. Now if you look at rule 10, you have an index carrying a power. An index is carrying a power. And what is that rule saying? The powers will multiply themselves. So we have 2 raised to power 4 times minus half times 2 raised to power 2 times minus half times 3 raised to power 3 times 1 over 3. So if these ones multiply, 2 can go in 4 2 times. So we have 2 raised to power 2 times minus 1 times 2 can cancel this 2. So you have 2 raised to power minus 1 times this 3 can cancel this 3. You have 3 raised to power 1. So if you multiply this very well, we have 2 raised to power minus 2 times 2 raised to power minus 1 times 3 raised to power 1. And 3 raised to power 1 is 3. Now from here, we can apply rule 4. Now what is rule 4 saying? If you have a negative power, the minus becomes, you have a negative power, so this 2 raised to power minus 2 becomes 1 over 2 raised to power 2 times 1 over 2 raised to power 1 times 3. Now you can multiply straight off. 1 times 1 is 1 times 3, we have 3, all over 2 raised to power 2 times 2 raised to power 1. Now from here, we can apply rule 1. What does rule 1 say? If you are multiplying two index that have the same base, what you will do is you will just add the powers. So if you add these powers, we have 3 over 2 raised to power 3. And 2 raised to power 3 means what? multiply 2 by itself 3 times. You multiply 2 by itself 3 times. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So that is how we go about this. So I expect you to play the video multiple times if you don't understand, so that you can get the logic behind this and see how important the rules are. So in the next video we are going to see another form of question.